Well, WrestleMania 36 is officially in the books, and it was certainly a unique, albeit entertaining, two-day event that will likely and hopefully never have to be replicated again. The prevailing circumstances forced WWE to change venues this year and try something entirely different, and to their credit, they largely succeeded. It was billed as the only WrestleMania too big for one night, 18 matches in total over the weekend, and for the purposes of this video, the event indeed was too big. So let's focus on the subtle things that WWE told us on night 2 of WrestleMania 36. Number 8, the WWE can take some shots of their own. Former WWE superstar Dean Ambrose, now known as Jon Moxley in AEW, has not been shy about expressing his feelings toward WWE creative since his departure from the company, especially his disagreements with Vince McMahon. On a very popular episode of Talk is Jericho, Mox heavily criticized one particular backstage segment where he was forced to take an injection into his backside. According to Mox, in his own words, Vince pitched the segment and said, quote, "This is such good shit." That, of course, became a running joke among wrestling fans, so it was quite noticeable during the Firefly Funhouse match when Puppet Vince McMahon uttered that exact phrase while doing commentary with Mercy the Buzzard, a clear and obvious nod to Moxley's interview with Chris Jericho. Number 7 is Aleister Black finally primed for a big push. Due to several circumstances out of their control, WWE was forced to make multiple changes to the WrestleMania card. That included the addition of a very random matchup between Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley. This was a short but hard-hitting matchup that Black won as expected. Despite not being in any major storylines since debuting, it is clear that WWE is carefully protecting the Dutch superstar to keep him strong. Hopefully, for his long-awaited push post-WrestleMania, he's off to a great start after a win over Apollo Crews on Raw. Number 6, Fire and Desire appear to be done. One of the best long-term storylines in recent company history finally came to a head Sunday when Otis got his sweet revenge on Dolph Ziggler for stealing his Valentine's date with Mandy Rose. Thanks to the mysterious hacker, we now know that Mandy's longtime tag partner Sonya Deville was behind the whole thing. In both superstars' first one-on-one WrestleMania match, Otis got the big win over Ziggler thanks to some outside help from Rose, who took her shots at both Deville and Ziggler, allowing for a big caterpillar, a 1-2-3 pinfall victory, and some post-match kiss action that caused big men across the globe to stand and salute their new hero. Number 5, Charlotte Flair winning the NXT title is best for business. Many fans may be wondering why the Queen walked away from WrestleMania with her 11th World Championship, especially since she was challenging for the NXT title, a brand Charlotte graduated from years ago and until quite recently was dubbed the developmental brand. Make no mistake about it, though, this isn't a demotion for the Queen, this is a promotion for NXT. The black and gold brand is no longer developmental, they now stand on equal ground with Raw and SmackDown, and they just got a major boost of star power to help in the ratings war with AEW. Number 4, Edge wins a marathon match and is ready to move on. One of the most anticipated matches of Night 2 was Edge vs. Randy Orton. The Rated R superstar was wrestling in his first singles match in 9 years, following his miraculous comeback from what was thought to be a career-ending neck injury. Many fans seem to think, though, that the last man standing match with Orton went on just a tad long, and it was long, over 36 minutes long. But Edge himself alluded to that in his 24 special on the WWE Network. He wanted to be able to come back and put on a marathon match, and he certainly proved he can do just that. He won decisively over his former tag partner. Now, it's time for the next chapter in his comeback. Number 3, John Cena's biggest insecurities put on display by Bray Wyatt. As expected, the Firefly Funhouse match was shot in a cinematic style. It was a surreal segment that saw Cena go down memory lane, appearing in similar tights that he debuted in when he faced Kurt Angle. Wyatt took a shot at his relationship with Nikki Bella just before the Doctor of Thugonomics made an appearance, and there was a nod to WrestleMania 30 when Cena was going to hit Bray Wyatt with a chair, but chose not to. That led to the very symbolic gesture of the John Cena heel turn that never happened when Cena came down to the ring in an NWO shirt, acting like Hollywood Hulk Hogan. At the end of the match, Cena literally disappeared, leaving a victorious Fiend standing tall. We now all wait to see what's next for Wyatt now that the biggest ghost of his past has been exorcised. Number 2, the seeds have been planted. Buckle up, everyone. It's finally happening. Sasha Banks is coming for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley was able to retain her title at WrestleMania in large part due to her best friend. In the 5-woman elimination match, Tamina was taken out first, followed by Naomi, which left Lacey Evans in a 2-on-1 situation. Now, during that altercation, Banks would eat a hard woman's right and get pinned in the process. Interestingly, the replay showed that Bayley could have stopped that pin, but opted not to. Despite this, the Boss would come back into the match later and help Bayley defeat Lacey Evans. All the while, she never took her eyes off the gold. We don't know when yet, but it's happening. Banks is coming for that title. How about SummerSlam? That sound good? And lastly, Drew McIntyre may not be done with Brock Lesnar yet. The Scottish psychopath is the new WWE champion, defeating the Beast in less than 5 minutes in the main event. Now, similar to the Universal Championship match the night before, there wasn't exactly a ton of offense. Lesnar stuck mostly to his patented suplexes and hit multiple F5s, while McIntyre only needed a few Claymore kicks to get the job done and capture his first World Championship on the main roster. Now, the Beast does not like being embarrassed, so there is a possibility this was booked on purpose to have a rematch down the line. If McIntyre can beat Lesnar clean in front of a good crowd, it could be the true and long overdue coronation of the Chosen One.